And welcome back to today's question. So, without any doubt, this is a terribly difficult algebra question because it requires your understanding of algebra to be really good so you can spot various things must be the case. So, no clues for me. As ever, pause the video, give it a go. It may take you some time, and that is fine because the point of these questions is you get a little bit stuck and you have a think about them and then come back to me in a minute or so. Okay, so did we get an answer? Now, as you may know, the SMC is a senior math challenge. So in reality, you will get some options for this, but I didn't give the options. So hopefully you just have a number in front of you. And the question is that the right number? Now, how would I approach this question? Now, as someone who teaches maths and does maths an awful lot, this to me feels a little bit like something's being expanded. And the reason for that is, the way I've written it is me trying to explain it badly, but I've got A, B, C, D here. So I've got some fours. I've then got some triplets, A, B, C, B, C, D, C, D, A, D, A, B, etc. And then I've got some doubles. Then I've got some singles. So it definitely feels like I'm expanding something. So the question is, what am I expanding? So expansion of brackets is my thought here. Now, in the exam, obviously, you don't have a lot of time to really play around with this, but equally, you should have a feeling for what this might be. And my guess is going to be it's A plus 1 times B plus 1, etc. And the reason for that is if I start from the A here, if I do A times B times C times D, well, I've got my A, B, C, D. And if I do A times B times C times 1, well, there's my A, B, C, and etc., etc. I can get all the combinations I need to get these things at the top, except for one number, because there is not a 1 in the original equation that I'm given. So therefore, actually, the expansion of this is going to be the thing above plus 1, which means if I rearrange the original expression I can write as the expansion of these brackets minus 1, because I haven't got the 1 in my expansion, and that is equal to 2009. Now, the next step is pretty obvious. I'm going to add 1 to both sides, and that's going to give me this thing here, and that's where most of us probably get stuck, even if we've managed to get this far. Okay, so clean piece of paper. So I've managed to get to the point where I've got 4 brackets multiplied together is equal to 2010. Great. The issue I've got is I have 4 unknowns and I have 1 equation. So there must be something else I can do. Well, as ever with these sorts of questions, I need to make sure I read the question again. So right up here, it says 4 positive integers. That's the key to this question. They are integers and they are positive. In other words, I'm not solving anything. I'm using the fact that they're integers to help me get to a solution. So this, you don't need to write this as part of your solution, but understanding that A, B, C, and D are all positive integers is going to help me get to the place I need to get to. Moreover, what's the thing I've done in many of these questions before? Prime factors. I know that 2010 has prime factors of 2 times 3 times 5 times 67. In other words, there are only 4 integer numbers that multiply together to make 2010. So it must be the case that A plus 1 is one of these numbers, B plus 1 is another one, etc., etc. Now, to be clear, the order doesn't matter. So therefore, A plus 1, I could say is equal to 2, which means A equals 1 and B equals 2, etc. So as long as I'm writing down these numbers, the order doesn't matter because all I'm doing with them is adding these numbers up. So A plus B plus C plus D is 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 66, and that's going to give me a final total of 73. I'm at risk of saying it every video, but great question. Checks your understanding of algebra. You know when you look at the expression at the top, you know what it feels like, but it's just checking you can pull those things together. Again, lovely question. Well done if you got to the right answer. As ever, do like the video, subscribe to the channel. You'll see more of these coming. Tomorrow, we have a logic question. So let's see how your logic is. Again, any comments you got down below? If not, I will talk to you again all tomorrow. Thanks all.